And nobody could do anything to me because it was honest, it was true, and it was good. Because I used to want to be a ghostwriter for rappers. That's something nobody saw. Like, a bitch got bars, okay? So
Wow.
I would do these poems. And I remember one specifically in the writing of the poem, before I knew I was even going to perform it, it was very cathartic because I was able to tell that teacher who told me that I talked wrong. I remember the line I said, well, if your great, great, great granddaddy had to let my great, great granddaddy read, maybe we wouldn't be in this predicament. Maybe I would be talking like you. You remember slavery? So I was able to take all of that angst and put it into clever poetry. And they ate it up.
When did you transform from that experience? I mean, you continued on and you took classes and you were learning to become an actor. You must have put your jazz to the side. When did you start deciding, or when did you start getting signals that you were headed in the right direction? Like, what did you see that made you say, okay, I figured this out, I'm heading here?
When I decided to leave LA 6 months after I graduated, I wasn't doing anything but trying to live in LA. And so it was one of my first humbling experiences of going back home because I can't afford to live here. I was working at an after-school program in Bel Air. And what it took me to get to there, I had to like take a train, a bus, and walk a mile to get to the school. And I wasn't making any money. I could barely keep up with rent. And I was like, oh, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So let me go home. And the goal was to work on graphic design and save and maybe try to move back out there again. But that's when I started auditioning in Chicago. So getting my first play in Chicago let me know that I was on the right track. But again, my talent has always let me know that I was on the right track because I always knew I could sing really well. I can act very well. I'm very talented. I'm great at taking directions. And on stage, I'm just really good. So for school, it wasn't about teaching me how to do the things, but giving me the space to have the reps to get better. So one of the first signs of like, okay, I am in the right track is I booked the first play that I auditioned for. And from there, it was just constant back to back to, I was like, I'm in this world now. Because the thing is, once you get in, you're around the resources that show you what to do next.
So the switch flipped.